HarlequinAudio is proud to bring you Pleasing Her Seal by Anne Marsh, a Harlequin Blaze novel, and Red Hot by Lisa Childs, a Harlequin Blaze novel, performed by Abby Craden. Pleasing Her Seal. Chapter 1. Ladies, it's Saturday, and I'm surrounded by honeymooners. This is one step up from my usual weekend wedding gig, where my people options are usually the geriatric crowd, the toddler dancing crowd, always good for a much-needed cardio burst, and the cutest, stickiest kisses, or the drunken groomsmen crowd, good for equally enthusiastic but much damper kisses. Ew. I counted not one, not two, but 3 couples wrapped around each other by the pool. I have dubbed them the octopi, because they seem to have 8 hands each, and at least 7 of them are engaged in activities best left to the bedroom, or a soft porn channel. Go octopi! Speaking of that, watching the octopi procreate underscores my own single state. You found the one, and you're hearing wedding bells, or you wouldn't be visiting this blog. Any tips for where to look for a good guy? Because this wedding blogger is feeling lonely in paradise. Maddie. Kiss and Tool.
Hoo-yeah, 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 hey.
U.S. Navy SEAL Mason Black fist-bumped his knuckles with Levi Brandon's. He didn't have far to reach, since both men were currently sharing the same palm tree backrest and catching their breaths after completing their mission.
Today's gonna be another easy day.
Levi automatically finished the chant. The words took Mason back to Bud's training, when making the SEALs team had still been 7 weeks of hell away, operating on 4 hours of sleep or less a night. He'd worked with his teammates to carry their Zodiac over their heads through the pounding surf, crawled through mudflats, and made best friends with the 300-pound log that was their instructor's idea of exercise equipment. Good times. Levi grinned as if he hadn't just been embroiled in a firefight.
I'm hoping there's a beer in my future.
The current op wasn't so bad, and beat the hell out of completing the O course at Bud's. Not only had the rain finally stopped, which went in the plus column, but one hell of a tropical sunrise lit up the horizon. Since he was waiting for the Zodiacs from the U.S. Navy cruiser anchored just offshore, Mason had every reason to stare at the horizon. His team was minutes away from successfully finishing their undercover op on Fantasy Island. One more checkmark in the mission complete column. If he'd been a paperwork and spreadsheet kind of guy, which he wasn't. Nope, he mused to himself as he went to work with a Sig Sauer and a sniper rifle. Rather than riding the commuter train, he'd be extracted from the island by Blackhawk and flown to the nearest U.S. military base to debrief. And instead of writing quarterly reports or coding software, he'd helped lead the hostile extraction of a South American drug lord who'd made the mistake of booking a luxury vacation for himself and his new girlfriend on Fantasy Island. Mason's SEAL team had moved in early, posing as resort staff, and intercepted the guy as soon as he'd stepped foot on the island. Pretending to be a gourmet chef had actually been fun. Poolside ceviche lessons were a nice change of pace from dodging bullets, and he genuinely liked cooking. The female students weren't bad-looking either. SEAL Team Sigma had established an undercover camp on Fantasy Island's undeveloped side. Unlike the resort digs, their camp was basic. A few hammocks, a couple of tents, and enough hardware and weaponry to take over a small country. They could be packed and wheels up in 2 hours. And that portability alone made the place more perfect than a country club. Better yet, the rugged terrain all but guaranteed that no resort guest would stumble across the seals. The faint sound of Zodiacs cutting across the lagoon announced that it was showtime. Diego Marcos, the captured drug lord, started cursing up a storm behind his duct tape gag and pulled at his zip-tied wrists. The scumbag wasn't going to quit until he was in U.S. custody aboard the Navy vessel cruising offshore.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?